What is going on, everybody? Quick episode tonight coming at you up late doing some stuff. Wanted to share a thought with you that I just had. I've been through this a number of different times this week, and I'm being a little quiet because my wife and baby are sleeping still. Want to share about one call away. You're only one call away. I think there was an old hip hop R&B sort of song called One Call Away. I'll have to find it and maybe throw it on the intro to this episode just for fun. But um, actually, I probably can't do that. It's probably not legal with copyright issues, but you know what I'm talking about if you're from the 90s, 2000s. Oftentimes, I find myself, you hit these roadblocks in life where, a lot of times people break down and they get weak and they succumb and they let themselves get emotional and they let themselves get frustrated and they let themselves give up and get overwhelmed. And I've been there. I've done it many times, but I find if I push through and I keep going and I keep asking and I keep searching, I'll get to that one phone call and I'll find that one person that gets me through and gives me the answer I'm looking for. And it's not about just getting the answer you're looking for. It's about getting the right answer. It's about getting truth. It's about actually seeking out the best things for your business, for yourself, for other people, helping other people overcome their own obstacles to see what's actually good for them in overcoming their limited mindset, overcoming their past, overcoming their programming to actually see the truth. And, some areas I see this, like imagine how frustrating is it? We've all been there. You've probably been there 100 times where you've been on the phone with customer service, your bank, your energy company, whatever, you're on the phone with somebody and you're frustrated. They messed up your bill. You have every right to be angry. How many times have you heard somebody talking and maybe you experience you're frustrated talking to somebody who's not helpful on the other line? And Chris Voss really opened up with his book, Never Split the Difference, opened up the mentality for me of being able to show tactical empathy to that other person on the other line to actually have a productive conversation where they want to help you. All right. How do I get that other person to actually want to help me? And I'll find, since I employ these strategies now, many times I'll be in the car with somebody I know or around a family member, whatever, and they almost get frustrated for me and mad at me because I'm not losing my cool talking to somebody on the other line and actually being what they would consider overly nice or what are you doing? But guess what? I'm 100 times more effective. And I do the things that other people aren't willing to do many times. Many other people. I hate talking in absolutes. Sometimes I do that by accident, but I don't mean it in absolutes. If you ever hear me do that, I typically don't mean it in absolutes, but it's just so important that, for example, you're trying to get something done at your job and you ask the person who's supposed to give the answer and they give you an answer and you go, oh, okay, that's not the answer I wanted. And most people just stop. And then you're in a meeting and you hear it come up and they say, hey, what happened with Joe? Blah, blah, blah. Did you go talk to them? And they go, oh, well, they said no. And it's like, well, did you ask them why they said no? What's making them do that? Who else can we talk to? How, like, you can't just stop at no. There's way more questions, way more things to run to ground beyond just a no. And what I find, and you have conversations, you talk to this person, you go to a different group, you talk to that person, you get other input, you ask for advice, you seek counsel, you go to people on your team and say, am I thinking about this wrong, or should I ask more people? And you end up, sometimes it'll take you 10 conversations, but guess what? You end up getting to the right person at the right level in the organization. And if you're actually going about it in a way where you're seeking what's best for the company, what's best, what's the best outcome for everyone involved, like I do all the time, you'll end up figuring out whether or not that decision was the right thing for the company. Very often, I find this. You'll find that person that goes, hey, actually, I know we've had 10 conversations about this and you've gotten this answer, but based on what I'm hearing right now, we probably need to do this instead. And it's like, yeah, that's what I've been saying all along. And most people get frustrated at that. They think it's frustrating. But the good thing is, you as a leader in your organization have an opportunity to encourage, promote, celebrate good behavior. Good behavior of those people on your teams that, they didn't think they were doing the wrong thing by saying no. They thought they were doing the right thing. But now it's an opportunity. You have more information to go reinforce why. Train your people. Thank you for doing the right thing. I know you thought this was according to this policy, whatever, but maybe I didn't do a good enough job of explaining why this policy was in place. So we could accomplish this, and this gets us there. And this is actually in accordance with the same thing, but it didn't seem like it at first. And I totally understand why you didn't think so. But, now we're switching gears. So it's being able to take your emotion out of it and just understand that we are all trying to do what's best for everybody involved. Everybody involved. Best intentions. This is huge. So I'd encourage you today, as you're going and leading everything you do, think about ways where you've given up, where you've gotten frustrated, where you let the resistance get to you, and be that positive force that can overcome any resistance, that doesn't give up, that keeps pursuing, keeps seeking the truth, the best, the ultimate outcome, doesn't get discouraged by the no's, by the criticism, by, oh, this person thinks this and oh, this person thinks that, and puts it all in perspective and just know that you're seeking the truth. And Ed Milet talks about this a lot, and I found great comfort in it. When your motivation, your internal why you're doing it, if you're truly doing it for what's best for everybody involved, then you can go in peace and know that. And when other people are critical, you just go, hey, look, man, I'm doing this for the right reasons. I know it. I have a pure heart. I know I am. You might disagree, but I know the truth. So I hope y'all can go boldly today, face that resistance, get through the no's, get to that individual that's only one call away. And as you go, share the show and lead everything.